The pilot episode. Here we go again with your three friends, Drew, Neil, and Perk. We got your favorite movies and shows. It's three guys nobody knows. The pilot episode.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the pilot episode. I kind of feel weird. It's been so long since we've been at this mic. Probably the longest time we've been in, I don't know, like a year. As far as days in between.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we have two episodes packed into one episode of our episode of the pilot episode. This is a lot of episodes. Memory of a Killer. And this shit is a banger regardless of how much I butcher it. I'm not a huge fan of the title, but
it works though.
It works. And if you get into it, you really understand it. If you just watch a trailer, maybe a little iffy. But what do we think so far?
Before we get into the episode itself, I do want to give a little bit of reasoning behind the break that we've been on. So
it's a good idea.
We're going to have a little bit of a schedule change going forward on some stuff. Memory of the Killer does not release on Sunday nights like we expected. So that bumped us back a little bit. And then we realized, okay, we got Memory of the Killer. We can do that. And it'll come out on Thursday. Then we'll have one come out on, well, it's supposed to be coming out on Wednesday, but it is what it is. Then on Friday, we will have Fallout and The Crow, which will be our now new movie reviews will be on Mondays. And since it's actually last week Fallout, I did not know that. Perk informed us that the other day. Next week, me and Neil will also be covering Bridgerton. Or later in the week next week, so that can be kind of taking place with the Fallout episode. So it's a big schedule change, but, you know, we're just kind of having to work with some stuff with the release dates of episodes being different than we thought. Fallout coming to an end. We're kind of just having to work our way around some stuff.
Yeah. And Memory of a Killer has a chance through 3 episodes. I think we all agree, fucking fantastic. When me and Drew start covering Bridgerton, for anybody that watches it, this will be the best show, in my opinion, we have ever covered.
Perk's gonna put us in like some dresses or something on the thumbnail. I can just
dude.
See
I'll wear the fake hair. You can call me Mr. Bridgerton. I don't care. There hasn't been a show hook me like this show has in a long time.
It's very good. Very good. But that's not this episode. This is Memory of a Killer. Episodes 2 and 3. So we're going to kind of start off on episode 2, which was the episode right after his daughter was getting shot at in the cafe. He showed up a little late. He ends up chasing the guy down. Well, he doesn't chase him down, but he goes out chasing him, in which the FBI thought that was rather strange that he went at danger rather than away from danger, which is the natural instinct to someone when they're facing some sort of trauma or, you know, life or death situation. And I did not know this, which I may have missed it in episode 1. He is actually former military, which does make a lot of sense in the mind of the FBI. That's like
normal guys don't move like that.
Yeah, which I didn't know if this guy just had some, you know, some training or whatever, and he wanted to be a killer his whole life. I didn't know. But
my question is, he actually former military, or did he just tell his daughter that?
Very possible. Very, very possible.
Regardless, he's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, obviously. But, like, that's the obvious, like, cover for...
It does make sense.
I mean,
some of the ways that he acts.
Being gone long extended periods of time makes sense. Maybe he was doing some overseas killing early on in his career, stuff like that. So, like, it does make sense. Good cover up. That's a good point.
One of my main things that I wanted to bring up in episode 2 was the kill in the beginning that we see in the beginning of episode 2. It was a lot looser, like more reckless than the kills that we see in the first episode. I guess you would say, like, it was more iffy. I guess I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, when you can't remember shit.
Well, that, and I feel like it got a little more closer to home. Like,
well, yeah, that's fair too. You talking about getting closer to home though? Maria is getting suspicious.
I got some theories that I will share at the end of this episode about
Okay.
Maria.
I didn't mean to jump too far ahead, but I mean we're
Right.
doing 2 episodes. I'm just
You're
rolling
right.
here.
That happens, and see, in episode 2, she finds,
Yeah, she
he leaves his
starts-
jacket, and she starts to get suspicious and wondering. Now, if I don't know if you caught it, and this is a little peek into season or episode 3, he does try to cover that up.
He
I don't know
does
if
an
y'all caught
amazing job covering it up
Yes,
with the whole it being a customer of his was involved with the mob, and his coworker showed him that article and blah blah blah. That was a great way to get out of it. And then once again, not to jump straight into episode 3, but he then screws up immediately and calls her
Yes.
to
Yes.
tell her to tell what's his.
Not meaning to call her at all.
Yeah, he's meaning to call Dutch and tell him that the hit is done, and she's like, "What do you mean it's done?" And then we don't see the aftermath of that phone call.
Yeah, so Perk kind of leaned into what I'm thinking as far, well, he said he may not really be military. So we're starting this from scratch, and he don't remember half the shit he does or says. So down the road, as we keep going further, we don't know how much of this shit is just going to be blowback and actually not the truth.
Yeah,
And
he's
everything
gonna
may
start
be the
getting his
truth.
lies crossed. And
See, that's my thing. So us as an audience, this is kind of like a manifest type deal. I know it's completely different type series, but like we're gonna have to keep track of going back and forward on what's right and what's not.
Right. We'll have to think about who knows what about him and who doesn't know this and who knows that. And like it's gonna be a lot to keep up with. And just still the fact that Dutch has no idea that this dude has an entire like life outside of this thing. And my thing is when the cops were looking into him a couple years ago, is what they did to cover it up what ended up causing his wife to get killed, maybe?
I have some theories on that as well. I think they know. I think that Dutch knows. Because of the cops, stuff like that. Like stuff comes out. Like he clearly has a life. Like he is not known to the police as Angelo, or as like that guy.
I will give you that. Like I kind of may agree with you. I don't yet. I don't fully agree with you. Like Perk said, not to jump too forward into episode 3 though. But he does tell him, "We didn't tell you because we didn't think you needed to know."
Yeah.
So that may prove your point 100%. I'm going to give it a chance, though, for it not to be that.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing on the acting, though. Maria Odea Rush, I don't know that I've ever seen her in anything else. So far, phenomenal. Even the small scenes she makes very meaningful. Again, I'm jumping a little bit into episode 3. But she drops a grocery bag from a little PTSD moment, but from the shooting, and they have a cop sitting outside, and she's like, "No, I'm good." Like even those very small scenes like that, she makes feel like you're there. Like, oh shit, I hope she's all right. Like I've been very impressed with her.
We're talking about her character, and I know this is kind of a difficult to work through episode 2 and 3 at one time.
Yeah.
But like from my notes from episode 2, it literally says the cop, which would be Dave.
Detective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah. Dave. And then we get into that.
It says Dave and Maria clearly have something in the past going on. And then fast forward to episode 3, we find out they did have something in the past when she asked him, or he asked her, why did she stay?
I had a note in the episode 1 that I didn't get to, I don't think, when we were talking about it, that I kind of felt something between them, even in episode 1 when he shows up to the house.
Yeah, when he walks in the house. Yeah.
And in episode 2, Jesus Christ.
Zoom right in on that mouth.
In episode 2, I put down a note that I want them to end up together. I cannot stand the actual husband or whatever he is.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling
it either.
I don't like that guy. I would like her to end up with the detective, but the thing is, the detective knows about Angelo, or he seems like he does, because
I mean, 50-50. I mean, he may know a little bit, but not the whole thing.
Again, back to the thing I told y'all last week, where we had some insight or whatever sneak peeks. He clearly starts talking to Dave about things he
Mhm.
should not be talking about.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean we'll see that as it goes. I don't want to jump too far ahead. We're already covering 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Um, he is the guy that I think, like as far as his role, that we're supposed to pull for.
Mhm.
And jumping into episode 3, like with them going to the gun range,
Yep.
it really feels like they're together.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
And even when it's brought up after the fact, it's kind of like, why were you with him? She ends up going on a ride along with him, and it's like,
Mhm.
isn't it your job to watch me or whatever when he sends her home? So
Yeah,
there's a lot
She
there.
goes when they find the dead guy that her dad killed. That she doesn't know her dad killed that guy.
Yes, and so like I said, there is so much to unpack there. We couldn't even get close to doing it because we don't know where it's going to head. I mean, this could blow up in an episode, or this could be a season and a half from now before it comes back into play. We really don't know.
Yeah.
Which too, one of the things we brought up is not knowing with the setup of this show how long it can go for.
Exactly.
His stuff is progressing episode by episode. It's
Yeah.
going quick because,
I'm
like
thinking,
in episode two, we have him lose the car when he goes into the woods to kill that guy. And then episode 3, he has something happen. I can't remember what the big one was in episode
He
3.
calls
but it's
Maria.
that's the big one. And then there's like one big event that happens every episode. So I'm wondering if this isn't planned to be one season of a show and then that's it, because it's based off of a book. So I don't know if it's just one season and we're out. If it is, I'm going to be sad. But I don't know how we go for very long on this at the pace that they're going.
that's what I was getting at. I was going to say, Perk, if we get 3 seasons of this, I think it would be stretching it as far as possible. I'm more with you though. If they tell me 10 episodes, hour long, it's probably it with how we're progressing. I will hate it because as far as a 3-episode rating,
It's up there with the best of them.
This is really, really good. This is really, really good.
Another character that I do want to talk about a little bit in this show, because he does serve a really good role and like he serves a purpose very much, which is Joe, which is Dutch's nephew. We see in episodes 1 and 2 where he's kind of fucking up. Like he's doing some things, and then Angelo has a real problem with it at the end of episode 2 when he's like, if he messes up, that's okay, but he's got to own it. Like he does not own it. He tries to just deflect it like he didn't do it.
Well, in episode 2, he says he's out.
Yeah.
Like he says he's out.
And then in episode 3, he bounces back in a pretty big way where we're framing a cop. And he does a really good job of that. He gets in with the cop's son, the samurai drug dealer, which was a rather strange character, but it is what it is. So I think we're going to see a lot of progression in Joe's character throughout the rest of this season because he's kind of been on the rocks with him, and then now he did really good job this episode. He didn't mess anything up this episode, if I'm like in episode 3.
I don't think there was a mess up in episode 3.
Yeah,
other
I thought
than
he did very well.
Fridge gun.
Which
was that 3?
no,
what?
No.
That was 2.
What?
Yeah.
I can cross them up pretty easily. I said the fridge gun was another mess up that stands out.
That's Angelo. That's not
Oh,
Joe.
I know. I thought you were talking about Angelo. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about his mess ups.
Which, once again, I said it in the first episode. The guy that plays Joe is a really good actor.
Yes,
he is.
I really enjoy him. But his character, you mentioned the screw ups in episode 2. He it's a really smart way to get this stuff into the pool. A drone drops this like algae stuff into the pool with a drone, but he crashed the drone and then didn't mention that he crashed the drone.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught because they find it.
Yeah.
How much do we really trust the Dutch though?
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. Like it seems like this has been a lifelong friend character, but like from the things he said, I really just feel like there's going to be something that goes down between him and Angelo.
Yeah, see that's my whole feeling. That's why I brought it up because like we're set up to believe these guys have known each other like as long as me and you.
Yeah.
But also, if I walk in a room and you tell me you didn't feel like I need to know, I'm gonna get a little bitchy.
Yeah.
He still gets like power trips on Angelo a couple of times throughout the episodes we've seen so far. And I feel like Angelo's going to get to a point, whether it's like with his mind going or what, like what's going to cause that to like blow, but something's going to cause it to like really offend him one of these times.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
it's just going to blow up.
I'll give a great example. Me and this motherfucking light. I feel like Angelo, and I am about to lose my shit and forget what I did. Has nothing to do with the podcast, folks. I'm sorry. Carry on, Bert.
I've been telling you to get on these lights. I've been telling you.
I ain't had a problem with this motherfucker in 6 months, and all of a sudden,
I mean, you have a problem about every episode with
no,
it.
it just started
It's-
back the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. And it's every episode now.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking-
about as bad as my camera zooming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Everybody was sleeping's fuck because I just dropped it.
Well, I've got a. I'll run with a different topic.
All right, I'm done with my Angelo moment. Lights back.
So in episode 3, we get the first real dilemma that Angelo runs into about killing someone who does not seem to be worth it. So he's at first tasked with the job of killing this IA or internal affairs agent for the government or FBI, whatever you want to call it, or cops. I don't know what it is.
Fayette.
But he goes to kill him, and when he stumbles upon his RV out in the woods, he runs into the other cop who was the dirty cop working with them, and finds out that he is actually the one that is
Double
rolling
cross.
on them. Do what?
double cross.
Yeah, double cross him. He rolls on them. Well, what I thought was genius is the way they handled this issue. They go for the kill for the guy who's rolling on them, and then they frame it on the guy who has all the evidence against them. So they kill two
Mhm.
birds, one stone, and they really actually get to kill the guy that he feels like was a bad guy.
They
So-
killed 2 birds with 1 stone, only having to kill 1 guy.
Yeah.
The way we started that whole deal, though, when we got into that episode with the spike and the insulin,
Yeah.
that's when you realize they're out here to kill, motherfucker. Like, you're spiking insulin, dude. Oh shit.
Yeah. That's not a great way to go either.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't know. I've never taken insulin, but I would imagine it sucks.
Not that there's a lot of great ways to go, but
That's not a good one. Another thing we do have to talk about, because it happens in episode 2 and it moves into episode 3 a little bit as well. That is the ferryman,
mhm.
Yeah.
which is the ghost of a man who we really do not know who he is still. And he actually is working with what I guess you would call, what would you call the bullet maker that he's working with there? What is that job title? It's not blacksmith. I mean, that's what it used to be, but like,
I wouldn't know what you would actually call it, but just
so probably like black market arms dealer in some way.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
Yeah, and so the ferryman is working with him, and we see that at the end of episode 3 as well, that he is like going to him to like, hey, I need to know where this guy is. I know you're working with him. I know it was you. So I think that's got a big storyline developing. I think that's probably going to be, if I had to guess, that could be like our season long bad guy.
Yeah, it's like the
Villain.
big bad.
You're saying that's the villain role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in, like we said, a possibility of, Dutch and him,
Yeah,
crossing
see, dude,
paths.
I don't have a lot of confidence in the Dutch. I really don't.
It would make a lot of sense for them to have some sort of conflict that takes place, because he keeps reminding him, like, if you when he talked back into episode 1 where he told him if he went after this guy, he would be at it, he'd be done with him, and then he would be after him. So like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, like, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is not gonna be what it is, but what if Dutch is the ferryman?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not saying that is it, but it would be pretty wild.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, in this roles reverse type situation here, I understand if Angelo's finding out Dutch has been keeping some things from him, like you said earlier, Neil, you'd be a little pissed off about it, right?
I would have some feelings.
Yeah. Well, what about Angelo keeping some things from Dutch? Pretty big things.
Well, also though, Angelo's keeping shit from himself, brother.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
So like,
I mean, he kept a kid, man. Like, this is his whole family. He has no idea.
Mhm.
I don't. He says he has no idea.
yeah, but I mean, the thing is though, he can't keep his lies straight. I mean, we got this dude calling the wrong phone numbers after a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back with Perk on this. Like, if we get 2 seasons out of this or 3, there's a lot of shit that could come back up. If we're going to
Mhm.
speed through this and pack it into 1 season, there's some stuff we may talk about in these first 3 episodes that we go back 3 episodes from now and say, oh my God, if we would have knew that.
I mean,
Mhm.
the thing about him, like as far as like forgetting stuff and stuff like that, and people like he's telling certain things to certain people. Boy, he's quick on his feet though. He has the answers to every
Mhm.
question. Like we were talking about with Maria, with the guy at work. And then you go to
Mhm.
Nikki, and he's telling Nikki he cleans his gun with a certain thing, so he has to put it in the fridge to make it work. Like he's quick on his feet, man. He really knows the way to cover it up.
Well, he's
That makes
clearly
me
been around this game for a long
Mhm.
time.
Well, and he's hit a family for this long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so
That
like, those
you
parts of it are just he's very high IQ and on the
Mhm.
spot, nervous answers. I will
Right.
agree with you. He's great at it. It's fun to watch, but how long can we hold up to this
Yeah.
until it gets crossed?
Right. Another thing, you bringing up Nikki made me think of this. We find out is it episode 3? We find out she's got a boyfriend or whatever,
yes, episode
and
3.
then she comes to the apartment, tells him that she's left the boyfriend, but this boyfriend is like he says, I don't need a jealous mobster on my tail. Like that's another wrinkle that we can throw in. If this guy ends up finding out that Angelo is with Nikki, then
Yeah.
he's just got another problem, and he can't afford more problems at the
No,
moment.
no, he's got plenty of problems as it is.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to predict which way it could go just because of we're dealing with somebody that doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So
go ahead.
3 episodes in, I'm at a 10 though. Like
Yeah.
as far as being glued to it and wanting to see what happens next, love it so far.
I agree
Mhm.
completely. So my question for y'all is to kind of wrap this thing up. Do we have any predictions to what's going to happen in episode 4? Because I know the things we've been talking about, like we talked about. Oh, and we also didn't hit this earlier. I know you said something last episode, Neil, about what happened to the mother. She got killed by a drunk driver. We found that out as
Yes,
well.
yes,
So,
yeah.
like, is there anything that we need some questions that we think could be answered? Because I know they're not listening, but boy, on the shows we have questions about. They just happen to
Yeah.
answer at the next episode.
It's so fast paced, it's hard to predict a question right now. That was
I,
literally my only question. I actually had that wrote down. We've already figured it out. If we keep this pace, like I don't
yeah,
know.
this is one of those shows that I feel like I have no clue where we're going, but it excites me that I have no
Yeah.
clue where we're going.
That's the best way to describe it.
It's because there's so many things from the past that could come back at him,
Mhm.
and I think that's what makes the show as good as it
And we
is.
don't know if he
Because
can
we don't
keep
know
that
what's
shit
coming.
straight.
Yeah,
Along with not knowing what's coming with him still trying to operate, we don't know what could come up from the past and him not be able to give the witty answer.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think my biggest thing right now, and I know I've hammered it this entire time, it will be the relationship with him and the Dutch.
I know it's a side quest type thing, but I really do think that Maria and Dave are gonna probably end up together, or something's gonna happen. Dave's gonna save her from something.
I think everybody's rooting for that right now, though, man.
I do
Mhm.
too, but I just because of the sneak peeks and everything where Dave starts working with Angelo and Angelo's kind of working with him, talking to him, I feel like it's going to be some sort of like he helps Angelo's like by saving his daughter or something. If he
Time
like
out. You
knows him.
saying that and me listening to it. What if he's setting Dave up to take on his role and become him?
Also possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way until you said it like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess that's why we have a podcast. That was pretty good, Drew.
Yeah. But all right, we got any lasting thoughts before we head out of this? Oh, episode 4. I know this is very, very small, but he's going to work himself out of the phone call with Maria just like he has everything else. He's going to have some sort of quick on his feet answer to why he called and said it's done.
It's just going to be a sale. That's all it's going to be. He meant to
Yeah.
call his colleague, and it was a sale.
I don't think Maria's is, and I'm not saying he thinks she's dumb, but I don't think she's just completely oblivious to everything.
things are starting to add up.
Add up.
Where I feel
Yeah, and it's only going to be a matter of time before they have to have a real conversation about what's really going on. I think that's a given. I don't think that's a wild prediction or anything, but
Mhm.
All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow with Fallout, the season-ending recap of Fallout. Calvert, we got to make sure he's with us, so bear with us. We do have some strange schedules going on right now at work, me and Calvert. So we're going to make sure, no matter what, Calvert is on the final episode. So it may not come out tomorrow. It may come out sometime this weekend, but we got to have Calvert for the season finale. We're going to make sure we do that because I'm all the comments and stuff we've seen from you guys as well. You really do enjoy the insight he brings from the gaming side of things. So
yeah, like Drew said, Calvert works at a strip club, like a Magic Mike type deal, and they have a buffet. And this time of year, when it's cold, where we live, we actually don't deal with much snow or ice, and we've got a lot lately. So people they've been getting out and they've been hammering that male strip club buffet. So Calvert's been making a lot of omelets, and we're going to get him back.
I was just saying they don't throw dollar bills in that strip club. They throw fries, and Calvert catches them in his mouth.
I actually saw a man throw a piece of country ham at 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and it's one of my favorite memories with Calvert. So Calvert ate the whole thing in one swipe, but he knows Fallout, and we got to have him here.
I'm so sorry. That is great. That's phenomenal. All right. Well, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think, what you're thinking is going on in Memory of a Killer, what you think is going to happen in episode 4. All the questions that we go over in this show, feel free to answer those in the comments, guys. We want your opinions as well. It's just not just a us thing. We want to hear what you guys are thinking as well. But yeah, that's going to do it. Make sure you let Grandma Deborah know the pilot episode put out another podcast. Neil, what do you got for the people?
I want them to ask Grandma Deborah what they think about your copper-colored beanie that matches your beard. And we'll see you.
The pilot episode.